Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to this live stream where we are going to see we're going to continue the series where we are going to look at my games. We saw a game yesterday that was against Arvinder Preet Singh. It was a game in the Grunfeld defense, and a lot of you enjoyed it. And I thought, well, let's continue today with the second game. This was in Greece in a place called Paleochora, and it's a very beautiful place, and which is the reason why I called it the Greek beauty. I don't know if you can see the thumbnail, but if just in case you have missed it, I can show that picture here. It looks very, very spectacular, the place where I was. Look at this. And this is where Paleochora is, and this is where the tournament happened, and it was very nice. So welcome to everyone here, and let's get it cracking. Should we start? Arnav Datta says, I thought it would be Greek gift sacrifice. Well, who knows? It could be. It could be. Be ready. Be ready. I would suggest that if you have your chess boards ready with you, you can put it on the side to think. There will be a lot of questions that will be asked to you, so you can already start to give the answers to it. So let's go. Yes, happy Gudi Padwa to everyone. Happy Ugadi, and the happy festive feelings to everyone. So I'm playing with the white pieces. My opponent is, his name is Panagiotis Hristodoulou. So very tough name. I'm sure I mispronounced it. He's rated 2252. Was a strong player from Greece. And so I opened my game with knight to f3 here. Okay, very simple. He played the move d5. And here I decided to play the move c4. This was played in 2017, my last year actually of active play. So by this point, I was not playing too much of theory. I was liking to sort of take the games in uncharted territory. Now, here black has many ways to play, but there is one way which is, I think, scoring much superior to the rest. Can you guess what that move would be? Very ambitious move. What would it be for black? Yes, Rakshit, very good. Chess fan, excellent. Pritham Kumar, you are right. Srini Shruti, you are right. The move is processes of our lives, very good. D4. And this move actually does very well for black. And it kind of is reverse Benoni often if I go e3. And so black is doing pretty okay, but my opponent decided to keep it very solid and played the Slav setup, and he put his pawn on c6. This is also a very solid way to play. You have your pawns very firmly sort of fixed with each other, supporting each other. And I decided to now, there are sort of two ways to play here depending on where you want to put your bishop. Yes, Rakshit, you are absolutely right that after d4 there is a very sharp line which goes b4, and in fact things can get so crazy here. Black has an extremely crazy move here. Let's make it our first chat chess move. This was not how the game went, but still, what should black play? Think of a crazy move. I'm not going to take normal moves. I want a crazy move here. d3 Satvik, I think d3 I'll just take it. I feel it's a free pawn, like with my bishop supporting it. Ripunj Bansal, hello. What is the move? What is the crazy move here? Yashad, very good. Rakshit f6, less crazy. Srini Shruti, you are right. Absolutely correct. The move, Sumit Kumar says king d7, and not really. The move is g5. And actually, this has been played by many good players. In fact, Raunak Sadhwani seems to have made an expertise in this. He has many games. There is Morozevich who has played, and many other players. The idea is that if knight takes on g5, then black goes e5, hitting the knight and also the pawn here, and in this way it can get better for black. In fact, this position is already very good for black. Yes, Ripunj, you are also right that maybe we can develop our bishop this way, but mainly it is to kick the knight away from from f3 and get e5 very quickly. So okay, c6, very solid. My opponent was like very solid. As I said, if you want to develop your bishop this way, you go e3. If you want to develop your bishop this way, you go g3. I said I will play my pawn up to g3, and which is very natural. My opponent now put his bishop on g4, and I was a bit surprised here because generally you develop your knights before the bishop. Knight f6 looked like the most natural move, but he went bishop g4, and now I played my bishop out to g2, bishop g2. Very simple chess. He played the pawn up to e6, building a very strong center here. Okay. Now, white here decided to castle. That is, I castled here. And yeah, I'll try to put my opponent's name in this here so that people can know who's white, who's black. So I'll put it here. This is me. It's my opponent. Okay. So he went knight f6, finishing, sort of getting his piece out. And now, what is a way in which you would like to continue here? White to play. Well, Ripunj, the bishop is pretty okay on g4. I agree that it's a little bit committed here, but you know, he wanted to put his pawns on the light square, get his bishop out on dark square, so he put his bishop outside the pawn chain. That was his idea. Arnab says I would go d4, correct. Satvik says h3 king h2, okay. Pranshu says d4, Ramakrishna says d4, Vitthal wants to go knight c3, interesting. Rakshit wants to go knight e5 or d4, b3 by Ripunj. Ankit says b3. So I played the move b3, and I think most of your suggestions were very good. For example, d4 is very, very viable and actually very fine. The other move is knight e5, hitting the bishop here, but the bishop would then go back to f5. It's a normal position. I don't know if you wanted your knight on e5, because next move it may get hit with bishop d6 and knight d7. So that's the reason why b3 turned out to be, I think, an interesting move. I want to put my bishop on the long diagonal. I want to have double fianchetto. So first I castled with knight f3. I put my pawn on c4 and the next pawn on b3. It's a very slow way to play, but pretty good. No, d4 is completely fine, Ashutosh, and I think it's very playable. Knight c3, those who mentioned, I think also should be fine. Should be just careful about what you want to do after d4. Your knight does not have too many good squares to go to, and maybe you have to go back to b1 or a4. Maybe knight a4 is fine for now. So possible to play knight c3 also, but b3, he developed his knight to d7. I played bishop b2, and he played his bishop to d6. So if you see, both sides have developed all their pieces. Now I still have to get my knight out. So here I finally decided to put my pawn on d4. There is also a way of playing which is d3, where you keep this bishop's diagonal open. But I said, well, I'm going to take the center. I'm also going to prevent him from getting more space with e5. Let's capture the center. And here my opponent uh, played a move which was a bit surprising to me. Bit surprising, not very. But I was definitely a bit shocked. He played queen b8. And the more I think about it, I realize, like, why did he do it? Say, for example, he would castle here. It looks completely normal and natural. Queen b8, what was his plan? Anybody? Kaushik Joshi, how to improve your middle game? Think here. Think and answer. This can really help your chess. You know, many times we are seeking something, but the answer is right in front of us. Giga Chad, very good. Very good. Processes of our life, very good. So, all those who are saying that his idea was to play b5, fantastic. I wouldn't call queen b8 a very useful move, but definitely that seemed like the plan. I feel like he wanted to play b5 at some moment. That seemed like his idea. Also controlling e5 for sure. And if possible, I guess he would have wanted to take and push e5. That is possible. That could be an idea. So what I decided is I played my knight out to c3. I could have also played my knight to d2 here. It was quite possible. But I put my knight on c3. I wanted to keep pressure on his center. And now I've finished my development. He castled here. And now I played a move, um, an interesting move. White to play. What would you do here? Try to think. Let's go. White to play. What would you play here? Giga Chad, if I play c5 and lock the position, let's say instead of here, I don't like it. Because look, c5, bishop c7, b4. Black will simply go e5. This is the break he wanted in the center, and this is not what you want. So this is not a good move. So let's see how many of you managed to find the move here. Rook e1, fantastic. I'm very, very impressed with all those who said rook e1. Sumita Som, Rakshit Singh, Srini Shruti. Brilliant job, guys. The move is rook e1. And you know what the idea is here? You know what is the idea of rook e1? Yes, Arnab, you are right. The idea is to get e4. I want to play e4 in the position. And so I put my rook on e1. Queen c2 is also possible in order to play e4, but I was a bit worried that he would go back and hit my queen. And that's the reason why I chose the move rook e1. And the same thing with queen d3, maybe bishop f5 back. So I played my rook to e1, and it makes complete sense to play e4. Now, here comes the interesting moment of the game. So he played in the game here the move h6, which was kind of a waiting move. He's waiting for me to sort of open up the position. The move that I was very worried about is actually b5, because in a way after b5 what is happening is that my main idea which I wanted to push e4 is not happening, because if I push e4, imagine in this position, he goes b4. Okay, now I have to move my knight, so I move it, and then he takes knight e4, and I'm simply a pawn down. What is it that in this variation I have missed? Anyone? Anyone? Shubhi Gupta says, can we play ND2 with F3 E4? Interesting question, Shubhi. But I think if you bring your knight back to D2, that already gives him more options to hit the center. Let's have a look. Yes, Giga Chat, these positions are very tough, but you need to calm down, you need to breathe. You need to breathe and you need to think what exactly is happening. So here's the thing. Vitthal Sarada says that after b4, e5 is there. But Vitthal, the problem is after b takes c3, I am hitting your bishop. And if you play bishop takes c3, then black has a very powerful move here, knight e4, hitting the bishop. And in the end, you are material down. So that does not work, e5. Anyone, what is the best move after b4 here? Come on. What should we play? Let's go. Sumita Som, fantastic. Alphonse George, very good. Tarun Muruganandan, Ashish Khosla, Avichal Pandey, Srini Shruti, Vitthal Sarda, Neeraj NRK, Ankit. Processes of our lives. Fantastic job, guys. Amazing. Proud of all of you. Knight takes d5. And this is a move that is difficult to foresee. And after, let's say he takes cd and I go e5, forking two pieces, white is better here. So this was an important little move that I had to see. But in the game, I was lucky that my opponent did not play b5. I don't know if I would have found this move e4 here, because in my head it was like, oh, he will play b4 and my knight will have to move and then he will take this. But I had missed that I could take here on d5. Okay. And all of you did not miss, so good job, guys. Okay, my opponent played h6. What do I do? Easy move, guys. White to play. Come on. Come on, time to think. Put your brain on, start rolling, start thinking. Don't roll, I mean, on the floor. It's like, start thinking, start rolling your mind. What do you do? Yes, brilliant. By the way, Shubhi, your question, before we see the answer here, your question was, could we go instead of rook e1, knight d2? And I think my first feeling here was, could we go c5? But not really. Secondly, one of the things which I don't like is that after f3 bishop h5, you still don't get e4 so easily, because after d you can't take fe, your queen would hang. So maybe it's not the best. It's not a bad idea, by the way, what you are suggesting, because after b5, uh, b5, it might not be easy to get things going here, like f3, maybe bishop h5, and now I also threaten to take here, or I threaten to push the pawn, so that's not so good. Okay, so let's go back to the game. I played rook e1 and my question was what to play after h6, and I'm so glad that all of you have got the right answer. e4. Ankit, Mukul, Tarun, Sahil, Xavier, Satvik, Vitthal, Processes of Our Lives, Giga Chad and Shubham, fantastic job. e4 takes, by the way, this happened in the game. I played e4, and all those who found this move, well done. He took here, I took, he took, I took, and he brought his bishop back to f5. Now, where will you place your rook? White to play. Let's see. Let's see how creative you can get or how uncreative you can get. What do you do? So clearly there are few squares where you can go to. One is h4, which all of you are very, very keen on. There is rook e3, e2 and e1. So basically there are four squares where you can go to, and all those who have mentioned here, rook h4, I am quite impressed by your creativity. But my question is, what do you do to bishop e7 now? So your rook is kind of trapped. If you go rook h5, I can attack it with knight f6, and maybe it's not the best place. If you go rook f4, I guess at the very least I have bishop d6, but maybe then there is rook takes f5. Huh? This exchange sack could be dangerous. So maybe yeah, rook f4 possible to play. Maybe I'll go bishop g6. I think rook h4 is possible, but not the best, because the rook has to anyway move away from there. The move that I played in the game was rook e3, and there was a reason uh, that I played my rook to e3 and not back to e1. What was the reason for doing that? No, Rakshit, if rook h4, g5, there is rook takes h6 anyway. So I think g5 was not a threat. Arnab Datta, you are right, doubling up, but maybe actually not doubling, it's actually tripling up. It's actually tripling. I want to do maybe queen e2, rook e1, and then I have three major pieces on this point. Although on e6, it might not be such a big weakness, but still, yeah, it's like creating Alekhine's gun. True. So my opponent now played the move rook d8. He brought his rook here, and I put my queen on e2, connecting the rooks, like sort of bringing the other rook in. And here, my opponent played the move a5. And so it's your turn to think now, what would you play in this position? Let's go. White to play. Prahlad Sen says a3. Prahlad, a3, I understand that you want to meet a4 with b4, but be a little more aggressive, I feel. Come on, think. Think. No, look, c5, I would say, is not a great idea. I'll just go bishop e7. Maybe then I'll put my knight on f6 to d5. So c5, avoid making moves that create one move threats. Only one move threats are not good. You need to create better threats. Kinshuk says I would go rook e1. Kinshuk, possible, not a bad idea at all. So let's have a look at what our chat says. I am actually a big fan of two moves here. One is d5, Sumita Som and Madhesh Kumar. And the other move is knight to h4, which is Sahil Arora, Shubhi Gupta, Xavier is live, and Arya Singh. So well done. In the game, I played the move knight h4, hitting the bishop and asking a very big question to it. He dropped his bishop back to h7. Let's have a look at the move first. Instead of knight h4, d5. And one of my main reasons why I didn't like this move was bishop c5. you know, I felt like the bishop would attack my rook, and I didn't like it, but I realized that knight d4 is just very strong. I'm hitting the bishop, and it's a better position for white. uh, let's have a look at this variation. If he takes on d5, I take back, he takes back. And now what is the move that I should do to create some play here, guys? Sorry, Alphonse says, what about e5 after knight d4? But knight f5, no, Alfonso. If you take bishop e3, I come back knight e3. Just two pieces for a rook. Yes. Uh, I don't like knight d4 because of bishop g6 here. And you know what happens is that my bishop gets blocked on this diagonal because of the knight. So after this, black seems to be okay. But knight h4, and all those who mentioned this move, brilliant job. Mukul, Sahil, and Xavier, very good. You guys got it right. Knight h4. And imagine that he goes bishop h7. I can just take bishop d5, and white is completely winning. You see, the position has suddenly opened up, and white pieces are supercharged with the two bishops looking here and here, the rook on the open file, the queen ready to move in, the knight ready to jump to these squares. It's a completely crushing position. Whereas black has all his pieces on the last rank. I mean, doing nothing much. And so it's very important that this d5 move works out. So knight h4, he cannot go bishop h7. He tries to trade off a few pieces with bishop e4. But now I take, pawn takes, knight to f5, bishop f8, and now what is the move that you do here, white to play? Try to think. Okay, Jazveer, thank you so much. And also Jenish Patel. This is a good way to improve your chess, Jenish, by answering what should white do here. Come on, think. Madhesh Kumar, well done. Arya Singh, excellent. Sahil, your move may be possible, but there's something better. Shubhi, well done. Jai Pandit, fantastic. Tanya Ray, very good. Terry, very good. Xavier is live. UPSC motivation. Vitthal Sarada, Arnab Datta, Srini Shruti, well done. Very good. I just take here and it's game over. Because once you take this, I give a check and your king doesn't have too many squares to go to. King h7 is kind of the only move. And now I can go take, king g8, check, king h7. And there are many ways to win here. But I think the fastest way to win and the most effective way to win is rook e7. So a very cool move, by the way. And the point is very clear. If you take here, I want at least 50 of you to answer. How should white win here? Come on. 50 would be amazing. It means nearly 40% of you would answer this. But let's see if our chat can do it, guys. Come on. Let's go for it. It would show that even with sort of 130 people watching it, everyone's so focused. It's like a class filled with energy. Yes, we are there. We are there. We are there. Almost. Almost. We got 36 people saying Mukul, Shubhi, Tarun, Shushmita, Sumita, Sahil, Sasikiran, Mukesh, Srini, Shruti, Jai, Vitthal. Well done, guys. Queen g7 is just mate. Mate in one. So that's why rook e7 was very strong. And this was just a variation to show how strong d5 was as a move. But I tried to go the different route. I went first knight h4. My opponent went back bishop h7. And now what is the move that I should do? Guys, come on, think. What should we do? Yes. Well, logically, exactly. Arya Singh, you're right. Same idea. Satvik, Vasant, Shubhi, Kunal, Ashish, Avichal. It's time to open up the position with d5. And I had to think a bit before making this move because there were a few things that were bothering me. First thing I realized is that if my opponent took e takes d5, I'm more than happy to take cd5 because as we know, if he takes back, then after bishop d5, this is game over with the queen coming to g4, the bishop looking here, the other bishop looking here, the knight here. It's already very, very active and nice position, right? But if he went for the move c5 trying to keep things closed, still it doesn't really work so much because now I have the open e file and my pieces are just phenomenally placed. I want to go queen g4, I want to go bishop e4, I want the f5 square for my knight. I am very happy. White is clearly winning here. Okay, but my opponent took the pawn on d5 and I started to think. And I thought to myself, look, if I take on d5 back, what is the move that black would play here? Guys, come on. What would black do? What would black do? Excellent. Madhesh, Shubhi, Jai, Pawan. Fantastic. The move is e5. Madhesh, Shubhi, Sumita, Arya, Steri, Michael, Neeraj, Xavier, Pawan, Jai. Excellent job. E5. And suddenly, my rook and queen are looking a bit silly here on the e file with it being blocked, and the other rook coming in here would also not be effective. So that's the reason why I started to think a little bit here. When he took on c takes d5, I needed to come up with a better move. And that's the reason why I invite you. What would you do here with white to play? You've sacrificed a pawn. You need to come up with something cool. Sayan Roy, Mukul Mangani. Interesting. Atul Arora books will be restocked in some time. We will order it again. We need to order it from Europe and it will come via ship. So it takes a couple of months for that. Now, all of you need to calculate here. It's time to calculate. It's time to put your head down, to sort of throw away your feelings and go for concrete calculations. It's no longer about feel, it's more about calculating now. So the move here, by the way, and so many of you have found it. Sayan Roy, Madhesh, Xavier, Kunal, Prahlad, Kasi, Gattu, Srini, Tanya, and processes of our life. Well done. Let's try to think in our head. Okay. Let's see how many of you are good at it. Now, rook takes e6. Okay. He takes back with the pawn. Take with the queen. Now, if he were to play, there are few moves now. King h8, king f8. Two moves. Let's deal with them each. Let's first deal with king h8. What would you play here? White to move. I'm not making the moves. I'm making you think. I'm sorry about that. I'm very sorry. But I'm sure that it's going to benefit you like anything. You can't checkmate on g7. Your queen is on e6. The variation flows like this: rook e6, f e6, queen e6, king h8. This is the position which I'm asking for. Okay, let's see the moves which are mentioned here. The moves that are mentioned here are queen h6. Very interesting. Guys, you can't take it here. Why can't you take it? Just one word answer. One word answer. Why can't you take the queen? Pin. Yes, exactly. Pin is the reason why you can't take it. The pawn is pinned here. So you can't take it. Okay. So rook e6, f e6, queen e6, king h8, queen takes h6 is just a bone crushing move. Why is it bone crushing? Because there is a mate on g7. Now again, I'm going to take you into the depths of calculation. If he goes rook g8 there, defending the g7 pawn, how do you win? Who's the first one to answer? Madhesh Kumar, well done. Madhesh. Shashi Kiran, fantastic. Sayan Roy, Starry, Mrinalini Dhar, Satvik, Lohit. Lohit, it is N, not K. Knight is N. Shivam, Mukul, Arnob, Processes, Divakar, Tanya, Vasant, Srini Shruti. Well done. So rook e6, f e6, queen e6, king h8. And now many of you wanted to play queen f7, but it's not a good idea because I can just play bishop e5, trade off the bishops. There's no mate on g7. So you have to force it. You have to take here. And now your threat is to mate him here. But if he protects it like this, all of you saw this mate, which was very cool. But if you don't do that and if you play knight e5, what is the winning move here? Come on, let's see how many of you can now spot this one. I want at least 20 of you to answer this. White to play. What is the move here? Come on, quickly. Sayan Roy is very quick, huh? Sayan. Excellent. Yes, you guys are very strong, but I haven't got my 20 people answering this. I think I'm close to it. 16, 19, and 20. Well done. So Prahlad, Sumita, Mukul, Xavier, Sahil, Gattu, Srini Shruti, M Beast, Arya, and Ashish. The point is, I still give a check. You can't take with the bishop, it's pinned. You can't take with the knight, it's a mate. It's also pinned on this diagonal, yes, on to g7, and king g8 is met with boom, check. Suddenly the bishop arrives, and after the knight goes back trying to defend against the check, it is checkmate. So now is left the variation that after rook e6, f e6, queen e6, king f8, what do you do? Deepak, come on, try. You're 460 elo, but you can try. You can try. Very good. All those who are finding this answer, fantastic job. After rook e6, f e6, queen e6, king f8, you take on d5 with the bishop. Now think, there's a mate on which square now? Mate in 1 threatened with? Mate in 1 is threatened with what move after bishop takes d5? Atul Arora, very good. Madhesh, Arya Singh, you guys can follow the board very well. Excellent job, Jay. Sahil, Vasanthan, yes, there's a mate on f7. So in what way can black defend against it? What is the way in which you can defend f7 square? Is there any move? Madhesh, bishop e5, but then knight e5, I'll just take bishop e5. Satvik, yes, bishop g8 is the question. So let's look at it again carefully. Rook e6, f e6, queen e6, king f8, bishop d5. What if he goes bishop g8? What is the move? Let's see if in our chat, after bishop g8, we get 30-40 people answering this. It's not easy because you are looking 3 moves down the line, that too in blindfolded. I can't believe that my chat is so strong. It's mate in 1, by the way. There are mate in 2s also. We want to mate in 1. We want to mate in 1 move. Dipanshu, your move is correct. Queen g8, but king e7 is not, mate in 1. There's a square. Yes, we have quite a few people who have answered this. Knight g6, Madhesh, Arya, Divakar, Processes, Vansh, Xavier, Vitthal, Sahil, Kashi, and Ashish. Well done. Rook e6, f e6, queen e6, check. King h8, we saw queen h6 is winning. So have to play king f8. And now comes bishop takes d5, threatening a mate here. And it's game over because there's no way to stop it. You can go bishop g8, but in comes knight g6 mate. And also knight e5 is met with bishop e5 here. And now there's once again a mate here. Okay, here's one question to all of you because you guys are in such sublime form. Should I ask you one more question? Yes or no? Guys, you tell me. One more. Ready for one more calculation? Yes? Yes, 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 yes. Everyone's enjoying late in the night. Great. This is the spirit needed to become better chess players. D takes c4. What is the move that white should play here? White to play. The move here, by the way, there are two good moves, but I think the move which you guys have come up with is the correct move. Rook h6. Sahil, Orno, Processes, Sashi, Michael, Xavier, Sumita, Alphonse, Tarun, and Satvik. Rook takes h6. This is such a strong move because first things first, if you take here, it is game over after queen g4 check. Bishop g6 is met with knight takes g6. King f8 is met with check. King comes up, and now you can win in many different ways, but the simplest is just bringing in the rook and game over. So rook h6 is a very, very classy move here. And if your opponent insists on not taking and going cb3, then of course you can again win in multiple ways, which is with rook h7, king h7, check, king here, and now very nice move here, knight g6. And I'm threatening mate in 1. Must take, I give a check, he must go here, I give a check, he must come here, and it's a mate. So a beautiful mate possible because of this rook here, which is just going boom boom and taking everything. Okay, I think we sort of covered everything. There is one more move, rook a6. as a defensive idea. I will once again go rook h6 now, which is an important move to make. Same concept. If you take, I go queen g4. He takes bishop h3. And he's using his rook to defend along the 6th rank. Now I take here. And black takes with a check. King h1. B takes a6. And here is your question. Very tough move. What should white play? What should white play in this position? Let's go. Satvik, are you using an engine or are you thinking on your own? Come on, think. Queen e8 is not a threat, Satvik. There are two pieces on b8 and d8. Okay, the right move here, and very important here, for all those who have found rook e1. Well done. Brilliant job. Can anyone tell me why rook e1 is a good move? Why is this the most powerful move in this position? What is the reason? No, there's no back rank mate. Queen b8 and rook d8 are there. If someone can tell me why rook e1 is good. Yes, prevents rook e8, Lohit, to some extent you are right. Divakar Shukla, very good. It prevents something very important in the position. Open file is fine. But if I play, like, let's say bishop takes d5 here, then the move that my opponent would play here is black to play. No, rook e8 not so great. Rook e8, there is queen h5. Yes, Dipanshu, you are right. Sayan Roy, you are right. Divakar Shukla, you are right. Bishop e5. And I trade off the most important bishop here. This bishop is very powerful. It's looking at g7. If I can trade it off, black is better. So that's the reason why it's very important here to play rook e1, stopping bishop e5. That is an important move. This is high level of prophylaxis. This is high level of prophylaxis here with rook e1. I was also wondering if queen to g4 is any good here instead of rook e1. But then, you know, the move that comes in is bishop e5. So that's why I need rook e1. And all those who have mentioned knight f3, trying to stop bishop e5. The problem is that after rook e8, black is back in the game. Black is doing fine. So that's the reason why, going back now to the game. After rook e6, my opponent did not take this, did not play rook a6. He played the move rook e8. And I started to think to myself, I have two options available. How many of you can actually note down both the options that white has in this position? Two moves that white can play to gain an advantage here. Come on, find white to play. What are the two moves that you can play? He's actually threatening fe6 now. Xavier, if bishop d5, what about fe6? I don't think it's enough. Has anyone got it right? Cyan Roy has got it right, and Processes of Our Lives has got it right. The move is to take either rook e8 or to threaten mate in 1 with queen g4. These are the only two moves in the position. Okay, I took queen takes. And now your move once again. What should white play? Not easy. Not easy, but you should be able to find it. White to move. Would you trade the queens? Would you not trade? White to play. Because see, you can trade and you can be greedy, saying that, oh, hey, I'm winning a pawn, I'm a pawn up. However, what will black do in such situations? What will black do? He will simply take the seventh heaven. Exactly. Mukul Manghani, Madhesh, Alphonse, Tamojit, Rookie 2. He'll just get the rook in, he'll get his counterplay flowing. This will attack, this is hanging, so that doesn't work. The move that I was actually looking for is, yes, queen g4. Very good. Om Shri Prasad, Kashi, Sumita, Madhesh, Kattu, Akshaj, Pawan, Saurabh, Gurpreet, and Guna. Queen g4 is a good move. I like this move because it's threatening mate in 1. My problem in the game, I think, when I was looking at this was, what if knight e5? And did you guys figure out what is your move to knight e5? Come on, white to play. Because the knight is hanging. The queen is hanging now. What do you do? Well, if you were to take bishop takes e5, then after queen e5, hitting the rook, black is doing well. The move here, and a very nice move here. By the way, bishop takes e5 does not, as we saw, solve it. So the move is queen to d4. And all those who found it, Om Shri Prasad, GK, Dipanshu, Prashant, Srini, Xavier, Processes, Gurpreet, Madhesh, well done. Queen d4, the idea is to take the pawn on d5 and also threaten f4 to checkmate him. So let's say if you take here, this is hanging anyway. But if this is not possible, then f4 is coming up. Let's say, for example, rook d8. I can already play c5, bishop b8, and now maybe f4. And black is clearly in trouble. So, but in the game, I did not play queen g4. I played the move queen d2. It's actually a move that no one could find here, which I'm very surprised. But it's a great move because now I pin the pawn. I keep the queens. This is hanging. This is under pressure. So bishop e4 was playable. I would take rook e1, bishop b4, takes and takes. White is winning. So bishop e4 also doesn't work. Queen f8 was played in the game. And now I simply go and snatch this pawn. And I'm telling my opponent, I'm a pawn up. I still have the queens on the board. Your bishop is a little bit loose, your b7 is hanging. So knight c5 was played, and now an important move here for white. What do you do? White to play Akshat. Queen g4 was fine. Queen g4 was a good move. I played queen d2. Yes, I will be at the ChessBase India Chess Club this Saturday. Yes, everyone wants to go rook d1. It's a playable move. It is met with rook d8. The move that I was looking for is not rook d1, but is in fact only one person, Mukul, has found it. Knight to f5. And the knight is now hitting g7 as well as d6. So clearly there is only one move possible, which is bishop takes f5 here. And white takes back, queen f5. Rook d8 was played. And now it's time to get your final piece into the game. What do? Something which is actually not taken part in the game. Such a piece. Yes, rook e1 is the move. You bring your rook on the open file with your two bishops crisscrossing the board and you having an extra pawn. This is very, very good. And remember, when you are attacking or when you have an advantage or when you are just playing, don't just keep playing with pieces which are active. Try to get the inactive pieces into the game as well. So rook e1, very strong. He played rook e8. I took, he took, and now I decided to make my king safer, because right now a check would come in and the bishop has to block, which is not a good idea. And so I put the bishop on d5 and now making a square for the king. Very good. Sayan Roy, Prashant Tiwari, Vansh Dudeja, Akash Munjal, Akshaj Munjal. By the way, Tejas Nair rightly says, bring all the pieces to the party. Very good. Atul says, by the way, Sagar, I just ordered the chess set from CBI for my brothers and he loved it. Thank you so much. Thank you. So bishop d5, he went queen e7. And now I found a move which kind of was a bone crusher. What did I do here? White to play. Many moves win, but let's see. It's a very cute move. Cute move. You will like it. Saurabh Kumar, Processes of Our Life, Om Shri Prasad, Vaibhav Jha. Very good. Queen g6. And now the threat is just game over. This is hanging. This is under pressure. There's no way to defend against it. Even if you go bishop e5, uh, bishop takes, queen takes, and queen f7 wins. Yeah, if queen g6 here, then let's say what other opportunities? Bishop e5, bishop e5, queen e5, queen f7. Again, not so easy. To do this, queen g6, what is the defense? I don't know. Maybe queen f8 and then find the winning move here. Final move. His opponent had already resigned after queen g6, but queen f8. What is the winning move? Yes, all those who have mentioned bishop takes g7, well done, fantastic job. This is a great move. Also, bishop f7, I would say, is correct because after take, you want to take the bishop. And the same thing can happen with bishop g7, take and take on d6 with winning position for white. You could also interpose bishop takes f7 if needed because queen can't take. King h8, I can take on d6, you can take here, I can take here, and I'm 3 points up. So queen g6 was a stunning finish, and my opponent resigned here. And with this, I scored a very good win in the Greek Beauty. It's the title of the name. A lot of you thought I was in Greece, but not really. I was there exactly 5.5 or almost 6 years ago. I hope you liked this game. There were a few things to remember here. One is calculation. The second is that you mustn't make waiting moves like h6 in the opening, which can become very detrimental when the position opens up. So being careful is one of the most important things. And here, I think when my opponent was playing a little bit too passively, I opened up the position with d5, which was important, and then calculated accurately and sacked material. fe6 was not working, so my opponent saw through it, went rook e8, and now take, queen d2 was good, queen d5, knight f5, and then bringing the final piece into the game. And with this, I managed to create a win. So guys, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you are enjoying this series. If you are, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again very soon with my third game, which will help you to become a better chess player. Take care. Bye bye.